Coming up, paramedic Russell Clark and crewman Mark Cannell risk all to winch a biker out of a dangerous gorge. A man is pulled from the water after falling heavily onto rocks. And paramedic Chris Deacon and Dr. Teddy arrive to a vehicle rolled with 2 passengers still trapped inside.
How many people in it?
People in it, Ron, who's 29, and Nicole, who's 22.
In Code 1. It's early in the morning at the Whitianga airfield as the team prepare for one of their most challenging jobs yet.
Yeah, Coast Guard Westpac 1 is out of Whitianga with 4 on board, and the destination is Karingahaki Gorge, which is near Waihi Township.
Roger.
A member of the public has phoned in with reports of a man seriously injured after he was thrown from his bicycle on a remote bush track. The last known communication puts the patient in the area of the Karingahaki Gorge, 20 minutes flying time south of their location.
Information's pretty scarce on the patient's condition. Generally, there's a lot of walking tracks around there, so I'm assuming it'll probably be lower limb injuries. And given the remoteness of the location, we'll gear up for a winch extraction out of there. We'll get on scene, get some more details, and then have a crew brief on the best way to complete the job.
Big car park past earlier, the stream coming down.
Ambulance sighted.
Yep.
Northcom Westpac 1.
Go ahead.
Roger, confirming, have you made visual contact?
AFM, we have made visual contact. Target site with 50 to run in your 1 o'clock low. Continue forward 40, and you're going to do it downwind.
Gonna have to.
Roger. Steady forward. We'll just hold it there and we'll get Russell on the skid.
I'll be on channel 69.
Roger.
There'll be a bit of movement, the wind is changing.
Roger.
Pilot, crewmen and paramedics work together to ensure all safety measures are taken.
He's in the doorway. He's on the bottom skid. Attaching the stretcher. Winch stretcher is attached. Clear winch.
There to winch.
Roger, winching out.
The safety of Russell Clark is now in the hands of crewman Mark Cannell.
Going to put him down the side of this pine tree that's low in your 1 o'clock, just forward of the creek bed itself. Approaching the creek bank, just waiting on the swing. Weight's going to come off, weight's coming off. Now, got a good escape back down to the right. He's clear of the wire, winching in the empty hook.
Drifting right, go ahead.
Okay, clear to the right, Rob.
You're in nose right, tail left.
Yeah, well clear.
In Mission 2, pilot Rob Anderson and the rescue crew are en route to a Status 2 call-out. Guthrie Lepper has been pulled from the water after falling heavily from rocks. The extent of his condition is still unknown. Reports of his location put him in a very isolated area, 25 minutes flying time east of Auckland in the Opito Bay area. Fortunately for the team, veteran crewman Greg Bronson knows the area well.
I've actually got a badge down there, and there is a nice pink bay there where a lot of people jump off into the water, and I suspect that he's probably fallen in that area there. The helicopter can land reasonably close, but there will be quite a bit of walking and carrying a stretcher to get to this patient, I presume. Northcom, Westpac Rescue 2.
Go ahead, Westpac Rescue 2.
Yeah, Roger, Northcom, ETA 8 minutes to Opito Bay.
Copy, thank you. Northcom, Whitianga 1.
It's them now.
Whitianga 1.
Roger, we have located the patient. Marginal helicopter landing site.
Northcom, Westpac 2, copied. We'll come and have a look and just make sure everything's nice and secure, we don't blow anything away.
Yeah, we've got everything tucked away.
Roger that, see you shortly.
Yeah, that's really slopey around the post.
Straight down in that grassed area down the right, just here, Rob.
Yeah, I got
The middle. I'm happy with that.
Roger that. You're clear out.
The team touch down and head directly to the patient's last known location.
G'day guys, Ross and Tony.
Okay, this is Gus.
G'day, Gus.
He's fallen down at the rocks down below us. He's been in the water. We've essentially given him some ethoxyfluorine, established an IV. We're just going to try and support this leg because any movement causes him incredible pain.
Okay.
Breathe, mate, breathe.
Does the pain go down anywhere else?
Yeah,
Has he had any opiate, Mike? No. No, okay. You're going to chuck us an ampule while you're taking history. I'll draw some up, eh?
He's fallen from a walking track onto rocks and into water and looks to have suffered an isolated but significant injury to his left hip.
He's clearly in a lot of pain. We're just going to draw up some morphine here and give him some pain relief while we splint his leg so it's more comfortable for him.
At Orpito Bay, Dr. Tony Smith and paramedic Ross Aitken are preparing Guthrie Leper for transport to hospital. He has a suspected hip fracture after falling heavily from rocks, landing into the water.
He's obviously very sore. He's got an isolated injury to his hip at this stage. What we're going to do is make him more comfortable with some analgesia and splint his legs together to provide some comfort.
His brother-in-law was first to the scene.
He fell somewhere between 6 and 4 feet onto his hip and then into the water. I had to swim him all the way back over here and then put him on my back and carry him up to the sty.
So that might make you feel a little bit lightheaded, Guff, and that's okay. We've just given him 10 milligrams of morphine. He's still in a lot of pain, so we're going to give him some more morphine, and then we're going to use some ketamine, which is an anaesthetic agent, not to anaesthetise him, but to make him very comfortable while we straighten and then splint his leg. You guys all set to go? You got everything you need? Okay. Guth, I'm just going to give you something now that's going to make you feel quite unusual and a bit dreamy.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
Just no different.
Really? Okay, let's give it another minute.
And within seconds, the ketamine takes control.
Open your eyes for me, Guth. Guth, open your eyes. Poke out your tongue. Okay, away you go, guys.
While Tony keeps an eye on Guthrie's breathing, paramedic Ross Aitken and ambulance ground crews begin straightening his injured limbs.
Guth, take a big breath, buddy.
But there's a problem. Guthrie's breathing has become virtually non-existent.
Just get out the oropharyngeal airway in the bag. Doing fine. Just get out.
It can be the result of ketamine reacting more highly in some patients, causing their lungs to fail. So as a precaution, Dr. Tony inserts a breathing tube in preparation of manually circulating air.
Just going to pop something in your mouth, Guth. That's it. And when you get a sec, just get you to...
Guthrie's wife can only watch in horror.
Just expose his abdomen for me, please, Mike.
Dr. Tony Smith tries to comfort her as best he can.
No, he's fine. He's fine. He's fine. You just stop breathing for a few seconds. It's very, very common with this combination of medicines, and he's entirely safe. It's what we're here for. Okay.
In the Karangahake Gorge, crewman Mark Cannell and pilot Bruce Joy have just deployed paramedic Russell Clark into a very remote and dangerous location. It's believed a man is suffering from multiple injuries after crashing his mountain bike.
YE1 on Simplex, over.
YE1, receiving.
Yeah, advise our ALS will use this as our primary means of communication.
Yeah, awesome. Snapp's channel's a bit hazy here. We're 10 minutes away. We'll be about 10 minutes away. We're about 10 minutes, Russell.
We're about 10 minutes reloading.
Roger, copy your 10 minutes. Westpac 1 understood.
Now that Russell is grounded without incident,
Should we get out of here? Yeah.
The team must search for a safe landing point.
So what's his name? That's Ian. Ian, hey, Russell from the helicopter. I'm going to winch you out of here, okay? All right, where's your main pain at the moment? Where are you sorest at the most? At the minute? Where's the sorest part? In your arm? What about your legs and your feet? Can you move all wiggle your toes and stuff? Yep. Okay, so just that arm, is it? All right.
Russell's initial assessment shows that Ian's immediate pain is being caused by a possible dislocated shoulder. But that's the least of his problems.
It's been about now on it. So, see spine pain? See spine and that, like that, left arm. 2, 3? A little bit lower. 3, 4. GC's 15 throughout. Supposedly, yeah.
There's a chance he could be suffering spinal damage.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, Ian.
That could have long-term permanent paralysis.
It's going to get any better. We've got to get moving, eh?
You ready? 8 firm foot up. Rider up him.
Is coming up for takeoff. And talk to matching.
Body's clear, right.
Go left. Go left. Keep going. Keep going.
Got him. Sighted. Steady down. Steady forward. You're clear right. 1.
Right 1.
No, sorry. Try and fix it once we get you out of here, okay?
Continue right half. Winching out slowly.
Right half.
Forward 2.
Forward 2.
Approaching the ground. In Russell's hands now. Good position. You're well through that little wee tree low on the nose. Right 1.
Right 1.
Got a thumb. Weight of the stretcher's coming on now. Continue up slowly. Just coming up clear of the small trees. Hold this position. They're clear of the small scrub.
His life is now in the team's hands.
Good position. Slight lateral on now by about 1 metre. Continuing. Slight spin on. Just arresting the spin and orientate himself fore and aft. He's fore and aft. Continuing. They're at the level of the skids. Safety straps attached to Russell, minus and slide briefly, and you clear to hover taxi down the valley.
Moving on down.
Ian is now safe from any danger. In Mission 3, the team are responding to an emergency call-out.
The information we have, guys, is car rolled on the Tapu Corrigan Road.
Yep. A vehicle has rolled, trapping 2 occupants inside. It's still unknown the extent of their injuries, but firefighters are scrambling to get them extricated. It's a 20-minute flight southeast of Auckland on the remote Corrigan Road in Tapu.
We've just taken a call from ambulance control that there's a motor vehicle accident on Tapu Corrigan Road in the Coromandel. Multiple patients, unknown how many are trapped. I think it's quite a hilly area. We're just discussing where we're going to land, but I think we're just going to have to wait until we get there. Got my eyes out.
See the cars in the distance there?
Yeah. I see, okay, I can see the ambulance. Northcom, Westpac 2, we're now locating over the scene, over. Are you clear behind? You're 1 foot under right, and we're on the ground.
I'm happy here.
Roger, understood, you're happy.
On arrival, paramedic Chris and Dr. Teddy are assisted to the scene by a member of the public.
Okay, just here, I think we'll be safe.
It soon becomes clear how dangerous the situation is.
How many people in it?
People in it, Ron, who's 29, and Nicole, who's 22.
Oh, okay, no, we gander.
The risks are high. The car's only support from crashing further into the bush are ropes attached by fire crews.
How's that ladder? Oh, yeah, it's got a rope on it. That's the story.
At Orpito Bay, Dr. Tony Smith and paramedic Ross Aitken are stabilising Guthrie Leper before he can be transported to hospital. He's potentially fractured his hip after falling heavily from rocks.
Yes, we've basically splintered his legs together after receiving some medication to help with his pain and also take him away from his pain. Okay, that's sedated him a fair bit, and we're just waiting for him to lighten up before we take him down to the helicopter.
G'day, Guff. Poke out your tongue for me. Good on you. Well done. Squeeze my fingers with your left hand. Good on you. Guff, what we're going to do now is we're just going to lift you up on your stretcher, and then we're going to carry you to the helicopter. You remember you fell down at Opedo Bay and injured yourself. I'll just keep this handy.
Finally, Guthrie is on the move.
Head at this end.
And a local farmer is on scene to help transport him to the waiting helicopter.
So you're just on the helicopter stretcher now, Guff. We're getting ready to pop you into the helicopter. Poke out your tongue for me. How are you feeling now? So I've just given Guff a little bit more ketamine, and he's awake and responding to us, but he's quite dreamy at the moment. That's okay. You're doing very well. Okay.
The team need to get him to hospital, where multiple scans will determine the severity of his hip fractures.
And lift him. Roger. North Comms, Westpac Rescue 2.
Westpac Rescue 2, go ahead.
Roger, Northcom now airborne Opedo Bay for North Shore Hospital with an ETA of 25 minutes.
Roger, thank you.
Ruth has now got very good pain relief. He's still a little bit dreamy, but he's no longer in any significant pain. He's clearly fallen onto his left leg in a vertical position. By the looks of it, fractured his left thigh bone very high up in the thigh.
We are set and secure in the rear.
We're secure up front also. And you clear doors and
okay,
I'll shut
opening doors.
Roger.
The crew have made it to North Shore Hospital, where Guthrie will be handed over to awaiting hospital staff. Paramedic Chris Deacon and Dr. Teddy have arrived to a vehicle that is rolled, trapping two of the occupants inside.
Okay, I just talked to them. How are we going? You okay? Do you have any pain in your neck?
This scene is all too familiar to Chris, and he wastes no time heading down.
Yeah, you look all right. Can you lay your seat back, mate?
Chris helps fire crews to extricate the two passengers to safety.
You just dive straight out, mate, and I'll pass on to you. Yep.
29-year-old Ronald finally emerges from his vehicle 1 hour after the initial incident, followed soon after by his girlfriend Nicole.
And up the hill.
Chris Deacon knows all too well that things could have been a lot different for this couple.
Oh, just the two of them? Just two of you?
This couple's been particularly lucky due to the fact that they're not going that fast. The bush has cushioned their landing, and they're really relatively unscathed.
They look pretty good.
Yeah.
There's no neck pain, not KO'd.
No.
Yeah.
It's a great outcome for the couple, who will now be transported to Thames Hospital for a pre-ops checkup. And for the rescue team, it's back to base to prepare for their next emergency call-out. In the Karangahake Gorge, paramedic Russell Clark, crewman Mark Cannell and pilot Bruce Joy have just completed a successful winch with patient Ian Bade.
They're securing the safety straps, have been tightened up.
He has multiple injuries after crashing his mountain bike on a remote bush track.
Car park inside.
Roger.
Clear to descend. Left is clear with 18 outside, good position. Main's well clear on the right. You're well clear on the left now. About to touch. 1 inch under the right heel. Right heel's coming on, right skid's coming on. Right skid is firm. Happy with that?
Happy with that.
Yeah.
Nice work, boy. I'll shut it down.
Roger.
The team have done well getting Ian to safety, but have had their challenges.
So Ian, 67-year-old male running.
Certainly had a lot of elements to it. We had
Wind not where we wanted, wires everywhere, quite steep gorge, close to the road to maybe cause a hassle for traffic going by, but good result, I think. You're normally fitting well though, aren't you?
I'm okay.
You're okay? So you were just up here on a bike ride, were you?
Yeah, I shouldn't have ridden that loop. I thought we'd come back on the loop and go through the tunnel again.
Yeah, okay.
Silly me.
Oh, well, we all do crazy things from time to time. But you're out now, so we're going to take you to hospital, all right? He's complaining of some neck pain, and he's got a right dislocated shoulder, so he's sort of gone over the handlebars and then rolled down a bank. Access was a real issue, so we've had to winch him out of the bush today, and just because he was down the bank, trying to get him on the stretcher and between the trees and all that, so it's good to have him out of there, and now we'll take him to hospital and get his shoulder and his neck looked at.
After a 20-minute flight to hospital and 3 days under observation, Ian Bade is back home, recovering slowly.
I have had an anterior dislocation of the left shoulder, I'm told. There's been some damage to a couple of the muscles that control the shoulder. As a result, I will have to have an operation to reattach those.
Ambulance crews knew the significance of the situation and wasted no time calling in backup.
The St John's people said that they were going to be calling in a helicopter, that things were more serious, and they were telling me that the injury was quite significant, and a helicopter would have been the most practical way to get me out.
It's a memory Ian will never forget.
It didn't seem too much longer before I heard the sound of a helicopter.
And he knew the chopper was his only chance of getting out.
I'm in your hands. I'll do whatever you need to do. I can't help myself. I'm in your hands, and I was very, very grateful for their professionalism.
Guthrie Leper received surgery to repair his broken bones. He's believed to make a full recovery. Nicole and Robert arrived at Thames Hospital, where they were observed for an hour before being released. For Ian Bade, he's just grateful that help arrived to get him to safety.
It's my first occasion to have had the use of emergency services, and I can't speak more highly of them.